Okay, what is one of the things that love does from this scripture? How would you respond? You would respond that love keeps God's commands, correct? Okay. Um, this word keep, when dealing with the regenerated heart, properly means, but not limited to keep the eye on. Okay, Zah, get the definition for this, for that word keep and everything. It means, see, when you're dealing with the born again man, that's why he started off talking about if you're born of God. It means to keep your eye on. Okay, all right. See it right there? To keep the eye on amongst other things. Okay. Look at this here too, because it got a little bit more here, which probably is to prevent escaping. Go up a little bit more, which implies fortress of full military line apparatus. That is, the prophecy and everything. Uh, keep going by extension with hope. But look right here, right here. Figuratively, it says this right here. I want you to look at to keep unmarried. Hmm? You gotta look at this in light of what he's saying when it comes to keeping his commands, right? When two people get married, what scripture says about marriage? So you can see what he's trying to get you to see here. Say it again. Two become one. He's saying when it comes to keeping his word, don't marry it with nothing. Don't mix it with nothing. Can you see that here? Now you know in our traditional and Western theology, we have mixed it with certain things. Okay, depending on what discipline you're talking about, it's mixed with things. He's saying no, keep the eye on. Okay, now watch, because it also gets into other things, right? Because it's dealing with images. That's why he says a double-minded man. See, it's unstable. Okay, now, is it keeping our eye on him the way we run our race? This is fundamental, isn't it? Wherefore, seeing we also can pass about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin would do so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus. That's regenerated heart language. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Are you getting that? The 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 uh, uh, the NIV says, "Fix your eyes on him." Can you get what I'm saying here? Okay. The description of it is to take your eyes off everything else and just put it on Jesus. You got me so far, okay? Is it seeing him also the way we facilitate our transformation? Okay. Now the Lord is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is what? Liberty. Stay with that. But we all with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even by the Spirit of the Lord. Okay? Now listen to me. Listen to me well, because I want you to understand this. You've been getting this for years, but I want you to understand this. Most believers do not understand transformation from the standpoint of seeing Jesus. Most believers don't. Okay? I noticed something. It's a little bit more advanced when you talk about seeing him, because you're getting to the ability of the regenerated heart. Most of the times when you start getting to the born again individual, he's new, right? But nobody gets into he's capable of seeing Jesus. See? Okay? So you also understand that seeing him facilitates our transformation. That's why I want you to understand how important it is. It's how you run your race. It's also how you facilitate your transformation. This is why sometimes some of us, we're not transforming the way we should. Why? You ain't seen him yet. You ain't putting the work in for him to manifest himself to you. Doesn't it say that if you keep my commandments, he's going to you see how the commandment come into play? If you keep my commandment, he's going to man. We'll get into these things as we on the command. Okay? Are you with me so far? In addition, I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. No, you good. You good.
we see him as we have received grace through faith? Isn't that a part of seeing Jesus? That regenerated heart? The regenerated heart.
What's the question? I didn't get the question.
Don't our regenerated heart comes from seeing Jesus? Because you're saying that if we don't see Jesus, we can't see visibility.
No, she's saying transformation. She's saying the initial step of the regenerated heart comes from seeing Christ. But you was touching on transformation through seeing Christ.
That's what I was on, transformation. What part are you on? Getting saved or living?
Oh, okay. Okay.
See what part are you on?
No, I believe it was getting saved, but I'm with you now because once you get saved, our hearts have been regenerated.
Listen. You.
I'm going to different.
No. I want you to understand. You're into something, right? That's real deep with Reformed people. Okay, you're into it. Okay, but I don't want you to get lost in it. But you accept him before you even really seen him. Okay, you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal. Come on, see, don't get. You accepted him first before you seen him. That's why he says this: keep my commandments, and I'm going to manifest myself to you. You see that there? Okay, now there's another argument here. I don't really want to go there, but you received him before you seen him. Is that what?
My faith kicked in with that. I had believed that he saved me.
Well, first of all, you're not even thinking about seeing him first when you're getting saved. You're not even on that.
No.
So don't even. Let's not even. You're not even thinking about that. Okay.
Right.
And stuff. You still in the club.
Okay.
You're not even thinking about that.
All right.
Listen to me, so you can understand. You received him. Now, as you keep the commands, he's going to manifest himself to you. Okay? All right? You got me. All right? You got me. Now, the book of Hebrews, okay, is a book of comparisons. Okay? Now, stay with me here. It's a book of comparisons, okay? It's a good read when you start to understand some of the things that were administered under the old. Okay, we're under the new. Okay, you have individuals that are coming out now strong, still trying to bring people back to the old. We're under the new. Okay, now since it's a book of comparisons, one of the comparisons, okay, is that Jesus, okay, is better, okay, or stronger than the angels. Okay? Now, you have to understand a little bit about the angels. We know that the book of Hebrews gives you some understanding of what they are. They're ministering spirits to us. You're not going to get that too many other places, but they are, okay? Another thing the New Testament brings light to is that they believe that the angels are the ones who administered the old covenant, the law. That's what Galatians talks about, okay? That's why he's getting compared in Hebrews to the angels, okay? Because of what they delivered. They delivered because the understanding is they brought the law, okay? Jesus brought grace, okay? He's stronger. Do you get what I'm saying here, okay? The way you're going to understand that is by seeing Jesus. And you will see that he's stronger, okay? Go to Hebrews 2, verse 5. Hebrews 2, verse 5. For unto the angels have he not put in subjection the world to come, whereof we speak? But one in a certain place testified, saying, what is man that thou art mindful of him, or the son of man that thou hast visited him? Thou made him a little lower than the angels. Thou crowned him with glory and honor, and did set him over the works of thy hands. Thou have put all things in subjection under his feet. Under whose feet? Let me go back. See, y'all jump that fast. Y'all jump that fast. Okay, let me go back. Okay. He says this, but in a certain place, what is man that thou art mindful of him, or son of man, that thou hast visited him. Thou made him a little lower than the angels and crowned him with glory and honor, and then set him over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. Who is that? Okay, stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Not just any man, because you know who he talk about. Talk about the believers. Watch, okay? Thou hast put all things subjection, for in that he put all things subjection unto him, he left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him. We don't. But we see who? See, we see Jesus. See, we see Jesus, who you made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that by the grace of God, he should taste death for every man. This is why it's important, because this is why it's important for us to understand seeing Jesus is a part of our daily race, our daily grind, seeing him. And this is, remember what he said, keep my commandments, right? And I'm going to show you, I'm going to manifest myself to him. When you see him, you start to understand certain things. He's stronger than the angels. He's stronger than Moses. He's stronger than Abraham. That's what the book of Hebrews is trying to let you know. He's stronger. His blood is stronger than the blood of bulls and goats. See, it's letting you know all this, okay? But you have to see it, because he don't want you to go back to trying to work for these things when our covenant is that we look at it through Jesus Christ. So you can understand what this is, okay? And keeping the command. One of the failures of the modern believer soldiers, we fail to use all the weapons that God through Christ has put at our disposal when he regenerated our hearts. His commandments are not grievous. Okay? So grievousness is a byproduct of neglecting to see the glorified Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions. Let me say this to you again, so you can understand. His commandments are not grievous. Okay? Grievousness, okay, is a byproduct of not seeing the glorified Jesus Christ. Okay? His commandments are not what? Okay, they're not, right? So if you break them, then what's going to happen? Okay, now watch what I'm saying to you. Watch what I'm saying to you. As long as Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, he was cool, wasn't he? As soon as he took his eyes off him, what happened? He began to what? It's a form of it's heavy, it's sinking. It's a form of it, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? Remember, stay spiritual, because the word commandment, what it does is it take people back to the 10, and you start to get legalistic. And you got, because you don't understand a regenerated heart, you got to bring it back to here. Oh, I got it right here. No, it's keeping my eyes on him. It's making sure I'm seeing Jesus, keeping my eyes on him. That's how we function. We function by looking at him. See, that's how we function. We function. Listen, when you take your eyes off him, you're going to see what happens. When you take your eyes off of him. See, that's why it's so important that you understand it. What eyes? The eyes of your regenerated heart. See, let me just share this with you, because most New Age books now, most of some of these modern manifestation books, do you know what they really get into? See, that's what they see. So the reason why I'm saying it to you is because I had to let somebody know. No, listen, they're not using the principle right. They're stealing. They're trying to take biblical principles, eliminate Jesus, and put it into practice. It ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. You have to make sure you understand that. They're trying to take biblical principles, remove Jesus, right? And have you function in it. That's why they think they can speak something into existence. That's why, ho. Some of it got married. That's why I said that to y'all. See, listen, That's why I said that. Keep it unmarried. That's why I said that to y'all. So you can understand. You can sit back and look. Oh, look. There it is right there. See? Right. And that's now if what I'm saying to you is you're gonna have to keeping a commandment is going to keep you balanced. Because what you're going to be doing, you're going to be looking at him. See, you're going to be looking at him, and you ain't going to get off. Listen, when it comes to the gifts, stay with him. That's why the gifts is off. That's what when it comes to the manifestations, when it comes to the fruit, when it comes to the things, just stay right there. Just stay right there. See? So one of the things you can find out is that we don't become cookie cut neither. If you go to some churches, you're gonna find out. You're going to see the cookie cutness. You're going to see, oh, man, look. Oh, wow. Everybody, they got the same lingo. They got the same bun in their hair. They got the same dungarees on and everything. Why? Because they're legalistically trying to do it and not looking at. They have a sincerity with them. That's the thing that gets you. They got a sincerity to serve the Lord. I'm not taking away that, but there's no liberty there because they're not looking at him. And that's what I want you to understand when you start to get into some of these things, okay? For the love of God is that we keep our eyes on of our regenerated hearts on Jesus, who is one of his many dimensions. That's the love of God at its finest. That you keep your eyes on Jesus at all times. That's the love of God. See? Are you with me so far? Good. Now, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. What would be the opposite of grievous? Huh? Light? Light, yeah, light, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Watch. Oppression is heavy. What would be the opposite of it? Freedom. It is for freedom that Christ came. See? It's for freedom. It's in the keeping of the commandment. It's in seeing him where your freedom comes from. Do you see what I'm saying? True liberation. True liberation. Why? You're going to see a lot of people detach them things from stuff that held them down. That does not mean they truly set free. You're going to run into people that got a strong will. They got a strong will. And if they want to do something, they'll do it. If they want to stop something, they'll stop it. Does not mean that they're set free on the inside. Because freedom only comes from seeing the glorified Jesus Christ. Do you see what I'm saying here? Talk to me. Exactly. They're going to. The thing is, they're going to put you to shame. Because you're not tapped into the full arsenal of the things that you need to be using and stuff. They're going to use it because one, this in my understanding of it, one, they're not fulfilled. Now you go back and look at yourself and the things you did when you wasn't fulfilled, and you're gonna see, that's why they look a little bit more hungrier than us. Because you ain't tapping in. The believers, we should be the hungriest ones. We should be the hungriest ones out here. Huh? Why? Because we're tapping in. But you can see we haven't really learned how to tap into it this way. So that we can be at the forefront, and we don't have to mimic the world when it comes to things. See, it look like the church. That's why you'll have somebody say something like this. You'll have somebody say, what has the church done when it comes to social issues? You'll have somebody say something like that. What has the church done and everything? That's because the church he's looking at 9 times out of 10 is the black church, right? You'll hear somebody say that. You don't hear a white man that's opposed to the church saying, what is the church doing about social issues? Why not? Why is he saying that? He opposes the church. But why he ain't saying nothing? Because his community don't deal with these issues. He'll start talking about something more political. But us in the black community, our whole thing is we need to get set free, from the thing in the social. What you call? Well, come on, man. Listen, don't let nobody fool you with these things. Okay, first of all, anybody that does anything, any historical research on these things, you're gonna see the church was always in these things. You're gonna see the church was always in what you call them. Now, it may not have been the way they wanted it to be. See, but that don't mean we wasn't involved. Okay. Plus, let me give it to you this way. Let me give it to you this way. People who don't go to church, people who don't get into the church, always have an opinion on what they think the church should be doing. No, mind your business. The only reason they are touching on these things when it comes to the so-called black church is because they're looking at the money they think the black church bring in. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't even look at it. You already know what they are really on. The money. Okay? You need to understand this. Why? Because you're going to hear it. And a lot of time when you hear it, you probably don't know how to do what? Defend yourself against it. You would defend yourself against it because in this way, when you understand, we in full-time ministry anyway. So anything I deal with anybody on any level, it's me advocating, it's me showing them the gospel on how to deal with the things they need to deal with. You need to understand that. So you need to understand that, okay? And don't let them bring you into that little thing, when it comes to those things, okay? Now, we will never experience true freedom apart from keeping God's command. For this is the love of God, that we keep the eyes of our regenerated hearts on Jesus. And keeping our eyes on Jesus, right, is how we get liberated. It's how we get set free. Okay? Are you with me so far? Good. Now, liberation, freedom. Okay? I'm not going the way of truth with the weapon. I'm not going that way because it's there. You want to function with them things, okay? But this is what I want you to understand. Liberation does not mean the absence of trouble, persecution, affliction, or temptation. And sometimes when we talk about being set free, we think it's the absence of these things, and that's incorrect. Okay? You need to understand that. We're talking about freedom, but we're not talking about the absence of war. Okay? We're not talking about the absence of you going through something. Okay? That's why I'm saying it now, because it's real easy to grab freedom, and when a problem hits you like, well, hold on, where's the freedom at? Well, it's there. If you understand, where is that?
Paul said I could be in a jail cell.
Does it make a difference?
Right.
Okay. That's why I'm saying you got to understand what this is, because it's going to knock on your door. Okay? Let me say this. When something knocks on your door, you don't answer by going to the back door. Okay? Because some of us, when something happens, the first thing we want to do is look back. Okay? However, keeping the eyes of our regenerated heart does afford us the privilege under the strong covenant to separate soul from spirit. This is one of the fundamental things you need to understand when you go through. Is you need to separate soul from spirit. Okay? You need to separate it. Okay? For keeping our eyes on Jesus makes us sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the divine asunder of soul and spirit, joints and marrows, and discerns of the thoughts and intents of the heart. For though our outward man perish, yet our inward man is being renewed day by day while we look. Not at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. This is fundamental. This is strong unveiled covenant 101. However, most of our theological preference in the West has skipped over this part. okay, and got into rules and regulations. Here's my thing. Jesus is our example. That's why, listen, right here. I'm right here, okay? I'm looking at him. He's my example for what? When it hit the fan, how you gonna respond? When it hit the fan, I don't want you to be disillusioned. It's going to hit the fan. This ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It's coming. I'm not trying to get you scared. I'm trying to get you prepared. It's going to come different ways. No, it's just not no scare tactic to get, get yourself prepared. If you practice this, you ain't going to be worried about what comes because isn't the parable of the boy building a house, hearing and doing, when the wind and rains and floods came, he was already prepared for it? He's already prepared for it, okay? Let's go to Matthew 26. Matthew 26, 36. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and say unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. Okay? Now, do anybody know what's going on here before we even just go a little bit farther? What's going on? Okay, now hold on. He's getting ready to go to the cross. I want y'all to sit and understand this. He's not physically there yet, but he's spiritually getting ready to go through it, ain't he? Okay, now just pay attention because I want you to watch the master. Okay, now he spiritually get ready to go through it. What did he do? Okay, he went in. He went to go pray, right? Okay, now let me give you something. He tapping in. He tapping in. This is fundamental around here, ain't it? That you go in. Ain't this fundamental? Huh? Sit here while I go pray yonder. He going in. It's something that you see him going in, but yet you still fumbling with going in. You see him going in, but yet you still fumbling with going in. As if it's not needed. Huh? Okay. Now, let me get into some little things with prayer. Okay? If we was to look at prayer through the lens, of husbandman, true vine branch, what's prayer? Okay, staying connected. Hold on to that. I'm not disagreeing. What's prayer? Come on, keep coming, because I want you to understand who's the example of it and what he's doing, because he's showing you something. He's showing you how to get through, right? Okay, all right. Now we got the illustration in John 15, don't we? Okay, all right. Well, let me keep going. Let me keep going. You got the husbandman, don't you? Where's the husbandman at in this? Because Jesus brought him out in the true vine branch. Jesus brought him out. He didn't have to, but he did, didn't he? Okay, but what's the husband's job here? In John, we in prayer. Jesus is in prayer. I want to look at it through the lens of John 15. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Okay, he said, my father is the what? What did the husbandman do? Okay, so he did something. He did. Say it one more time. Okay, listen. Just sit and think about what he doing. What did he plant? Okay, What is the true vine to the branch? The Father did this. The Father did this. You got to understand, the Father did this, right? So you can understand what's going on in this prayer, okay? Now, what does, because Jesus is tapping in, ain't he? That's what, I just want you to see Jesus tapping in. What does the true vine supply for the branch? In prayer though, in prayer. Okay, so where you think Jesus get his stuff from? He gets it from the. He's showing you when you going through, you're gonna have to tap in to get to your source. Huh? You listen. You better monitor yourself, right? You better monitor yourself to watch what you do when it hit the fan. Now watch this. Talk to me. What is he doing? He's showing us exactly what to do when it hit the fan, ain't he? Huh? Now you could take this same example, right, and go over to James. When he talks about when you go through diverse temptations, you can look at him, because he's showing you how to get through. Now, what does the true vine supply for the branch in prayer? Okay. Now, watch Jesus tap in, right? Watch. To get the food that's convenient for him while he's going through. You know why this is important? Because you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how all over the place we get when our emotions get into all this and the pain and what's going on. We confused. All this get into this. Just let me get in here and receive. Let me get what's convenient for me for the thing I'm going through right now. Okay? Now, Jesus is going to let you know what. He's going to let you know if you pay attention. He's going to let you know exactly what you're going. Okay? All right? Now. He's tapping in so he can stay in a place where he'll never fail. He's tapping in so he can stay in a place where he never fails. Okay? Now, where you at? Go to John 15. Watch this. John 15. John 15. 7. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you can ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit. So you should be my disciples. As the Father have loved me, so I have loved you. Continue in my what? Continue. What you got? Commandments? You can put that there if you want. He said continue in his love. Okay, you can put that there. Okay, you can put that there. What he's saying? Stay where at then. Stay where at. If he's saying continue in my love, stay in a place where you'll never fail. Love never fails. That's what he's saying. Stay right here in the place where you will never fail. Huh? As the Father have loved me, so I love you. Continue in my love. 10. Look, if you keep my commandments. Huh? Look how it come right back to that. If you keep my commandments, you should abide in my love, even as I've kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain where at, and that your joy may be what? Okay, now hold on. Hold on. Isn't that not the true image of marriage? Well, we're talking about marriage if you're talking about the true vine and the branch anyway. That's a marriage. See, that's a marriage. That's a union. You see what I'm saying here? You know it's the emblem of marriage because one deposits, the other receives. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay. The man deposits into her what she needs to be full of joy. His joy is in supplying what she needs, regardless of what he has to go through to get it for her. Okay? When he risks all for her, or he doesn't care what he has to go through to make sure she got what she needs, to make sure she got a smile on her face. You know what messes up a man when he with his wife? Is when she's not happy. When she ain't happy. It'll mess him up on the inside. You see what I'm saying here? That's why it's so important that she makes sure she getting what she getting. Why? Because her disposition affects everything. You see what I'm saying here? Okay, now, the woman is the emblem of the church, isn't she? Now, let me say this so you can understand something. She's not designed to carry heavy things. She's designed to keep his commands. His commandments are not grievous. The woman is not designed to carry heavy things. You see what I'm saying here? Okay. This is why a woman that lacks understanding, she goes after the things that will relieve her, okay, of the things that are heavy on her. She not after you. She after the money you got because it relieves her. That's why. Well, that's why you got to understand something. This is why you got to understand something. It's when you lack understanding, right? Because what she should be after, right? It should be bigger than anything material. Because he went through spiritual stuff to make sure she got what she needs. That's how this works. Now notice where the arguments coming at. Notice where the real stuff coming at. And a lot of times it comes, it's because she is heavy on her. That's where the stuff goes. It's heavy on her. You see what I'm saying here? Now, when does it you see it on the man's side? Whenever he can't deposit into her, where he going? He looking for a place to do what? If he ain't got no weapons, you see what I'm saying here? It ain't always got to be physical. Listen to me. Listen, because all he got, if he finds somebody that just listens to him, because he's giving something out.
Because you missed that whole thing. And because that is what we think sometimes. But we are wired also to teach and instruct, especially when you have something. You know what I'm saying? To really want to give them something that you know is beneficial for them.
Because you work to get, this is what you did. You put yourself in a position to be. Listen, I know that's why she'll have an issue. You know exactly how to fix it, just like this. Look, that's
got emotional relationships that go on sometimes. It may not be nothing sexual.
No.
It's the lunch visits and the other thing that happens with couples too. They ain't nobody cheat physically, but it was emotional. You hear those emotional relationships. They be talking to this person, I mean, boom, boom, boom. Because like you said, you look for somebody to deposit. And then she may reject your deposit and she receives somebody else to gain their case. You know. So
because that's why I'm saying this, so you can understand that's why I'm saying this. You got to understand if it's heavy on her, right, and you can't relieve it, you're gonna bust your head. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you got to understand what this is. Oh, I see. It's a relationship here. You got to understand how it functions and everything and stuff. That's why you want to make sure you're in the place of maturity. Okay? Now I got something greater than what you can physically see to give to you. You see what I'm saying here? You got to understand how that what you call 'em. Now, what? Yes, yes.
So learning it about Jesus, knowing that he's ready to crucified for people, and telling the disciples to stay in go in. Now, if he goes in, shows us that we do believe, but we are suffering until it comes.
Separate soul from spirit. Now let me go. Let me go back. Let me go back because I'm go back to let me go back and show it to you because you got it right there. But I'm gonna show you something. Watch. I'm gonna jump ahead of myself to show you something. Okay, watch. Matthew 26:36 around there. I'm gonna show you something. Now look at 38. Just look at it because I can show it to you. So this mine right here. Look right here. Look. 38. Then said him, my soul. Why he didn't say his spirit? Because he's separating them. My soul is exceedingly sorrowful. Now hold on, because you might say, well, you really playing with words. Go down to 41. 40. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed. He ain't playing with words. The spirit indeed is willing. But hold on. But what did he just say about his soul, though? What did he just say about his soul? That's why I said that. The fundamental thing you're going to have to learn how to do when it hit the fan is separate soul from spirit. Watch the master. Why? There's nothing here to say he's not going through. If you know anything about Jesus, you know he's victorious over everything he went through. You see what I'm saying here? That's so we don't get it. So I don't want to. No, he going, but he's showing us exactly. Oh, I'm showing it to you through the lens of prayer. That's why I'm showing it to you through the lens of what is he's actually doing. He's actually praying, right? But you know, in that prayer piece, right, is the emblem of marriage. When you look at it from the true vine branch. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you can ask what you will. And it's herein is my Father glorified. Boom. Stay in the commandment. You're going to abide in a place that never fails. Now, why am I saying it to you? Because doesn't he say this? Men ought to always pray. One translation said, and not turn coward. He said, a lot of us, we turn coward when affliction comes. We turn coward when persecution comes. When trouble comes, we turn coward. Another way to put it to you is you take your eyes off Jesus. Now, right when he said that, he went right into a widow and an unjust judge. To show you, she used her prayer life as if she had a husband. What she did, she just tapped in. See? Because she's the emblem of the church. And she has what? No physical husband here. But she got what? She got prayer to use as if her husband was physically here. Christ is here. See?
Like the one with the unjust judge, she had no physical attorney, but she had a spiritual.
And that's why you could. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. Keep it right there. So you can understand, you got to stay in that place that never failed. Why? Because although she went through, right, she didn't fail. She did exactly what he instructed her to do. Okay? You got that. Let me go back to Matthew. You still there. Stay there. Let me get to 27. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. You're going to go through. Oh, it's going to get heavy on you. It's going to get heavy on you. We're going to find out. You know what you're going to find out? What you really made of. You're going to have to learn how to deal with the fact that you ain't got as much faith as you thought you had. You gonna have to deal with you ain't that much as you have to deal with that because he got to show you how to handle that. Huh? You think where you think them Psalms come from when David is crying out and because he found out something. I'm after his heart, but I go through just like everybody else. No, I fumbled on this one just like everybody else. You know, I noticed something. The closer you get sometimes, the more transparent you is with those things because you just find out it's part of the package. What happens is sometimes we don't want to show people things because we think, you know, oh, they're going to look at me different and stuff and different things like that. It ain't, how do you even see yourself? No, this is what it is. This is what it is. Nah, what you call him and stuff and everything, but look what he's doing now.
I guess back when you said separate the soul from the spirit.
Separating it.
My spirit angry, man.
Yeah.
My soul, I feel it. This is real.
Listen.
Vulnerability, you know what I mean? That is where you just got to be mature with it, but when you can't share with certain mature people and stuff at the time, you know what I mean? I'm going through it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He asked his disciples to pray, he got. Right.
Listen.
So he kept it 150 bread.
Listen, you will have to learn how to do this for lack of words, man. I'm trying to give you some. You're going to have to learn how to do this at times with a heavy heart.
See a little agitation too. Can't you pray with me 1 hour?
Man, listen,
The whole gambit. And you know he ain't sin. So a little
no, he ain't sin. That's listen.
You can't get agitated. A little bit.
And not understanding this, and I can say for myself that I was going through that when me being a Christian, I could not see myself seeing Jesus having as much trouble as I did. Because I'm not, you know.
I know exactly what you just right. That's why that's my point right there too, right? We don't even most of the time we don't even look at him going through. No, he going through.
That's what I was saying.
That was the movement. And some of them, and there's some dudes that got victory, but Brian, they didn't always tell you what went on. And if you only hear victory, sometimes I want to hear how you got through them, bro.
Hey, listen, here's the thing. And here's my thing. If you ain't showing me how you get through, I'm probably gonna be suspect. I'm gonna put an asterisk next to your so-called victory and stuff. Did you really get through? You know, I mean, he talking, he through with pornography, he through with masturbation and stuff like that. All this after you got married. And then you find out a couple years in, you see what I'm saying? You know, when the brook dried up, now
the Ravens ain't bringing up more flesh.
I thought you got over that, homie. Huh? No, you was flexing. So you gotta watch the flex. You flexing right now because you can tell because it's nothing he can show you on how he really did it. He gonna give you a religious, rhetorical, Christian answer and different things and stuff. It's like, oh, you gotta lean on the Lord. Come on, man, listen. Come on, you gonna have to give me something a little bit more in depth than that if you got through it. You get what I'm saying here, okay? So now. Then said he to them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye and watch with me. The brute not of truth is that it's going to get heavy on you at one point or another. You need to recognize it so that you don't act out of character when it happens. You're called to still maintain your godliness even though you're going through. Just because you're going through does not give you an excuse to take the easy way out. It does. What's up, money? I got a witness over there. Talk to me, money. Uh-huh.
Because you feel like you shouldn't be going through this or how the situation happened, but also if you allow bitterness to set in, that also gives you they try to give you an excuse.
You'll eat a box of donuts.
That you shouldn't be doing.
I got you. I'm gonna leave it light. He's great getting into something else. Like I'm, you know. Yes. Yes.
Deserve this, so let me relieve myself by doing something I know I shouldn't be doing.
But if
This
you
is-
got your eyes on Jesus,
Yeah, you go through.
if you don't leave me alone, that's it with you. If you see his suffering for real, who am I to think I'm not going to suffer if my Lord and Savior, who was without sin, suffered? So here's begs the question: do we have a proper assessment of ourselves? Because if you regenerate a heart and all, if you think you don't deserve to go through nothing, there's something wrong here. As a believer, if you think you don't need to go through nothing, when he did it sinlessly, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we have a wrong assessment of ourselves. That's when the scriptures speak of don't think of yourself highly than you ought to, and all kind of stuff like that. Because there's a temptation there sometimes to think I don't deserve this, I don't have to go through nothing.
Well, I am not disagreeing. That's a good what you call, and I think we've went over plenty of times about I think if it wasn't this week or last week about how do you recognize the stuff you're going through, your secret sins. I think we got into some of those secret sins and different things. You need light to see those things, and so it's a Christian myth that you're not supposed to go through nothing. I don't know where that come from. That's not a proper assessment. I like that. Yes.
And also not, it's also holding God to things that he never said he could do.
Exactly.
Because sometimes when you get the scripture, you really misinterpret, it talks about blessing, it talks about supplying your needs, but God never promised that you wouldn't go through nothing.
Right.
All these different promises, sometimes that's how we act, is that it's reflecting God when stuff happens, but he never promised that he wouldn't go through, he said he'd be there with you, said he'd get you through it, but he
Right.
wouldn't help himself.
And
using that, he will never leave you nor forsake you. That's where I was at one time. Yeah, you never leave me forsake me, but so why you having this happen to me?
Well,
Because
yeah,
that's how we think as a
shadow of death. Pull one verse out. Yeah, I go through the valley of the shadow of death.
that's what we did, right? See, that's what we
Pull
did.
one verse out.
what we learning now is really.
Well, let me throw this in here though. Let me throw this in here so you can understand something. Just because you're going through does not mean you can't get blessed while you're going through. That's what it is. Doesn't mean that. You got to understand. But you have to be able to recognize. Let me say this. Here's a reward when you're going through, so you can understand something. A reward of you going, one of the rewards, because listen, there's so many of them, you can miss them. One is that I see this the right way.
Well, that's right. Now we're back to separate soul from spirit.
That's-
Because there's a place there too. I want people to run with, because you can be dealing with a penalty of something you did wrong too. So I gotta separate this.
Yes,
Did I do something here?
yes,
Or am I just going through?
yes. You got to separate it. Yes.
So that's important because if I did, I gotta ask for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So separate the soul from spirit in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a trial or am I being chastised?
Absolutely.
For something I did wrong?
Absolutely.
And if you don't separate that, you don't know which one you in.
And that's the key point when you're going through, y'all, is make sure you separate. Now, that's why the language, keeping a command, is good. That's why the only thing I did was say, is broke it down and say, keep your eyes on Jesus, because that's what we're supposed to do with the eyes of our regenerated heart. Okay, let me finish with this. He went a little farther, fell on his face and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will." And he cometh unto the disciples and find them asleep, and saith unto Peter, "What? Could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away again the second time, praying, saying, "O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it." You will have to come to that conclusion. I gotta eat this. This ain't going nowhere. I gotta eat this. So let him strengthen you to eat it. I gotta eat this. Yeah, I gotta eat this. That's what it is. right? Despite how it may look to others, despite how you may feel about it. Huh? You see what I'm saying here? I got to eat this. You see what I'm saying? Now, listen to me well, okay? Because except I drink it, your will be done signifies something, right? Okay? That he got the victory over the cross before he physically got there. See? Before he physically got there. He dealt with it before he physically got there. He got the victory for it before he physically got there too. Why? Because he said, listen, I got to eat this. This is what it is. Can you see what I'm saying here? Notice what he did, emulate him. Okay? Father, we just come to you right now. Thank you for your word. We thank you for your son and all that he represents, being a lamb that was slain before.